man, Mexico lost to England, but they played like their hair was on fire,
The great
right?
match.
And they were giving everything they possibly could. Paraguay totally outmatched this entire thing. They played like their lives depended on it.
That's right.
We did not play like that at all. We played
Yeah.
lackadaisical and we're just standing around waiting for Belgium to beat our ass. And guess what happened? They beat our ass. All right, episode 172. We're back, Rob.
172.
We are back. We're back, and I have a little bit of a head cold going on.
Yeah, I can hear that.
So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to sound like. I mean, for people that binge this, and there are many people that binge our podcast.
Tens of people.
There's going to be a noticeable bloop, like in my audio quality. So
yeah.
I also noticed we're both wearing gray shirts today. So you got the memo.
Well, this is in memoriam of the U.S. being knocked out, very unceremoniously knocked out of the World Cup.
Gross. We never really followed up. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, real quick? Since we've been on a World Cup kick back to back to back.
I mean,
obviously bad time to lay an egg.
Everybody's said all the things there are to say, and there's obvious political influence and all that other crap going on. I think that we absolutely motivated Belgium to come out and kick our ass.
Yeah.
When the team is celebrating their victory by doing the Trump dance and singing YMCA, I think it's pretty clear what their motivations were to come out and kick our ass.
Yeah. We
I think that
turned the world
tactically, we trained to not have him on the field.
Yeah.
And once we switched that up at the last minute, I mean, the very first goal that Belgium scored, we had 3 defenders in the box just
standing there
and just let the ball fall right in the middle of them. They're all just looking there. And you know why? Because everyone's confused because they changed things. That's not how they had practiced. So I think tactically it totally messed us up. I would have preferred that we went into it, the way that we had prepared for it.
So I completely concur. I'm glad you brought up that first goal, because I was the same thing. It was like, you can't let the ball bounce in your 18 right there. You have three defenders right there. Nobody's doing anything.
Yeah.
So in your estimation, do you think all the political malarkey and do you think it was a distraction for the team?
1,000%.
Yeah, I think so
it
too.
absolutely had an effect.
As much as they say it wasn't, I know it had an effect for Belgium. I mean, they immediately, like, their online account was like, rescind this, or what. I mean, the amount of shade was unbelievable, right? But as much as they say, hey, it had nothing to do with anything and we just didn't perform, but like, I call total BS on that. I think it was total
BS. Yeah. And I think it not only had an impact, tactically with the formation change at the last minute. That's not what they had been practicing.
Totally.
I think that, and I think also too, just psychologically, like, sports is psychological.
It is psychological. I'm sorry to interrupt. Keep going.
No, you're good. I was just going to say, it's in their minds.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, or indifferent, it is in their brains. And
they came out timid. They came out waiting for something to happen, and something happened. They got punched in the face, and then they kind of just never recovered. Now, there was that blip of hope. We scored that amazing free kick, off the deflection and stuff like that.
Tillman.
We're back to 1-1. But we just played timid, you know what I mean? And I'm not a Pulisic hater by any stretch, but I'm also kind of a like,
He shouldn't have played.
He shouldn't have played. I mean, it's just, if you're hurt, and they were calling it out on the broadcast too. Like, if you're hurt, go down. And then that's when Freeze had that horrible disaster and whatever, So it is kind of an uncertain, my takeaway was, hey, there's no shame in losing in the World Cup. I mean, you make it to the World Cup, only one team wins,
Sure.
Mexico lost at home in the World Cup. Canada lost at home in the World Cup, right? But the difference for me was, man, Mexico lost to England, but they played like their hair was on fire.
The great match.
And they were giving everything they possibly could. Paraguay totally outmatched this entire thing. They played like their lives depended on it, right?
That's right.
We did not play like that at all. We played lackadaisical, and we're just standing around waiting for Belgium to beat our ass. And guess what happened? They beat our ass.
Beat our ass.
Yeah, exactly. So it was really more like, oh man, what a bummer. Like, there's no shame in losing, but it's just the way we lost. and to your point, the mindset, I think, was kind of a
Yeah.
clunker, you know,
And I
so,
think there was a
uh
tweet, oddly enough, it was Matthew McConaughey that I saw, and it basically was like,
What?
"Hey, out of all of this, like, blaming and let's just boil it down to what it was. Belgium's a superior team and
Yeah.
kicked our ass."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
at
yeah.
the end of the day, that's it. All that other
Yeah.
stuff, like,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, yeah,
Belgium
yeah.
deserves the credit, you know? They kicked our
Yeah,
ass.
absolutely. I mean, their FIFA rankings, I think, are higher than they were the higher, better seeded team just in general, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
we
it
were favored. I don't know
really?
why,
Wow,
but we were
okay.
favored by a little
Yeah.
bit of a margin, I think, going
Okay,
into it.
okay.
But, it's a bummer, dude, but,
Yeah,
if we wanna stay focused on the positive, then, I
yeah,
mean, what a great run. Like, we had a
yeah,
great run, we played some great matches,
yeah.
and, you know, we'll see you in 4 years.
We absolutely did what we were supposed to do, which is get to the round of 16. My thinking was if we get past the round of 16 and we win, another game, that would be an unbelievable
Right.
stratospheric experience. So it is like, a little disappointed to do what we were probably expected to do, but,
Yeah.
you know, this is
You
sports.
know,
You know what I mean?
here's
So,
here's what I here's a hot take. I'm gonna say that,
do it.
in a way, the World Cup, as we've discussed, has been overwhelmingly positive in terms of just global
Totally.
unification. I mean, there've been some little hiccups and some
Yeah.
incidences along the way, but
Yeah.
this was by far the US team was by far the biggest wart, right,
Yeah.
on this World Cup. So in a way, I'll say I'm okay that we're out because now we are back to like it's all positivity and like we're
Yeah.
done with that and now
Yeah.
we've got incredible matches coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, the England Norway match is going to be
It's gonna be
bonkers.
awesome. Who are you
Like
pulling for?
I got to
Or
pull for England.
do you have a favorite? Yeah, I mean, I'll probably pull for England as well.
I've got so many British friends that like I kind of feel like
Same.
I got to pull for those guys. Although I will say Harland or Holland for
Oh, yeah.
Norway is one of my he is one of my favorites of this World Cup.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
he's such a goofball
Well,
and
both
such
yeah,
a
both on the pitch, but then off the pitch
oh,
too. It's
so great.
hilarious,
And have you seen the video where it's like it's the most nonchalant goal ever where
Yeah.
he's literally just lumbering
Standing
around on
there.
the field and then he just takes like 3 steps with a
Yeah,
burst of energy and delivers the most powerful header,
yeah,
one of the most
yeah,
powerful. I mean,
yeah.
the guy is an absolute beast. So I
It
really
looked
like
it
him.
yeah, it honestly looked like he was completely disinterested in even being there.
That's
He
right.
w he wasn't running, he was like,
No.
he's just standing there doing nothing, like, just
Yeah,
kinda barely even watching the game,
that's right.
and then it was like, "Oh, there's
Oh,
an
I guess it's
opportunity
time to
here."
score now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Boom.
score, you know? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty
And
yeah,
if you
he's
don't
been
like the Viking roast, something's wrong with you. That
yeah,
is
yeah,
one of
yeah.
the best celebrations in
Yeah.
sport.
I hope
And
it's just a great game, I hope it's a
yeah,
great
I do
game,
too.
and I hope it doesn't go to PKs. As excited as I was for all the PKs at the beginning of the knockout
Yeah,
rounds, it's, it is a cruel way to end a game, I feel like, I mean, I don't know how else you do it. I mean, it is the rules, that's how you do it, right? But, like, I don't wanna see any more center backs missing the entire target. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
you're kicking it just sky high over like, I don't
The
I don't I
Colombia
don't want
match last did you watch the PKs in the Colombia match yesterday?
I did not,
They
so
were it was
they're bad,
it
right?
yeah, they were bad.
Yeah, yeah.
There were a couple bad ones.
Yeah, I don't
But,
want to, yeah, no surprise, I chugged a bunch of NyQuil and went to bed, so I missed that one. Um
what's the alternate? The alternate would be to introduce the golden goal.
Yeah, bring the golden goal back. But
I mean,
then
that
but
that
even still, I mean, we've had the reason why we're in PKs though is because we've played 2 15-minute extra periods and nobody still scored, right?
yeah,
So, I mean, they can't just run forever, right? I mean,
right. Well, that's why
especially if
it's
there's a
okay.
game.
We're gonna do one, we're gonna do a 15-minute period and it's golden goal. That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
But what happens if nobody scores?
then you do another 15.
You
You
just keep
keep
going.
playing until there's
Okay,
a golden
okay.
goal.
It's like hockey. It's like
Yeah.
hockey rules then. Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
sooner or later, these guys are gonna be dropping like flies.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
it's gonna be like 5-on-3.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there are some games where, man, I've seen some guys at the end just they're done. I mean, they're
Oh,
cooked. I mean,
cooked.
because they say you run between 6 and 8 miles during a regular game, then you add an extra half hour on top of that, add in the adrenaline and the pressure of a national team and playing, in the World Cup. What it I mean,
Yeah,
you've been running forever,
yeah,
like exerting maximum energy,
yeah.
and you're just the tank is empty. I mean,
And you're in a
absolutely.
heat dome.
Oh, yeah,
You're in
totally,
heat
totally.
dome, so it's like
Yeah.
95 degrees outside.
Well, it's okay, they've got hydration breaks where they can sell more commercials, so I know
That's
we
right.
talked about that last time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or you're in Mexico City where it's like at 7,000 foot of altitude and you
Oh,
can't
god.
breathe,
I
like
cannot believe that England won that game too. I mean, and what a crazy game that was. I mean, because that
it was
is
awesome.
ultimate home field advantage. That really, really is, you
Yeah.
know?
That
Short
was a good
turnarounds
match.
from the English up a mile and a half high. I mean, my lord, so
Insane. Insane.
well, you've got English friends. I've got some English pals as well. I think positioning or switching over to today's topic. Actually, I just did a whole photo shoot with an Englishman, right?
Ah,
With one of our photographers. There's a bad segue in there somehow.
that's fine.
I don't think I
I
nailed
followed
it,
it. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
but I thought it might be fun. To talk sort of tactical, right? About one specific little thing, you know what I mean? Or one little area of advertising and design. We're talking photography and video production, right?
Yeah.
A necessary need, right? When these things occur, right? We just did a photo shoot for one of our favorite clients, and shooting a bunch of food, right? A lot of
Yeah.
food, right? You can't half-ass food. Food has to look delicious, right? If you are shooting food for like a retail package or menu services or whatever the case may be, right? It needs to look amazingly delicious, right? You can't like iPhone this. I mean, it's got to be like a real looking thing. Or if I'm in the frozen food aisle and I got to say like, oh my god, like it needs to look absolutely incredible, right? So there's definitely is an art to food styling, to shooting specific for food, and one of the shooters that we use, very specifically, focuses on food, right? Knows
Yeah.
all the tips and tricks and things with food, as opposed to like, hey, if we were shooting people, right?
Right.
That's a totally different skill set. Or shooting on location, which we've done. We've got great stories over the years of going going on locations and shooting all sorts of crazy things in crazy places, right? And
Yeah.
doing things like that, right? Honestly, some of my favorite business trips are definitely we're probably thinking exactly the same thing.
The
Um,
mine?
Going out to Wyoming, yeah, and having just the trip of our life shooting that whole thing. So,
Yeah, it's definitely like and it's true, the most, talented photographers and by the way, for people who don't know, like, the iPhone is not replacing photographers.
yeah,
It's okay. Like, it's okay, it's gonna be okay.
yeah,
Amazing machine, but it's not replacing photographers, and the most talented photographers, yeah, generally focus on 1, I would say 2 max, genres, right? Being food or maybe I do lifestyle, I
yeah,
do landscape, but they're very specific,
yeah,
in what they do, and it makes a big difference, and I remember early on in my career, and it was like I don't remember what I was shooting, but it had to do with food, and I wasn't yet wise to the art of food styling, and I was like, "Oh, okay,
yeah,
well, I'll just make it look good." I don't,
yeah,
I don't remember what it was, a salad or something, and it was
yeah,
you
yeah,
get the
yeah,
photos back and you're like, "Oh, no,
yeah.
no, 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 no." And food stylists they're a rare, but talented breed, I will
Mhm.
say.
Absolutely.
And we are tweezing when
Yeah.
we're tweezing little radish snips, and it's quite a fun thing to watch.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Well, and they're all, for the most part, they're all professional chefs. I mean, they're all like,
Right,
oh, they're a professional chef for 20 years and now they're a food stylist, right? So they not only know how to prepare everything, but then they also have that creative vision for the things that you can fake, right? Like
right.
how do can you brown up a piece of meat by painting some molasses on it or, things like that. Like little tips and tricks on how to make things look um, good in camera, right?
Right,
Um,
right.
so.
What is a one of the most memorable photo shoots that you've been on, would you say?
Well, definitely the mine, because that was, when we went out to Green River Basin, Wyoming, right, and went, what, 1,000 feet, 900 feet, something like that, underneath the
Yeah,
Earth's
it's
crust.
way, way down.
We shot a lot of video down there as well, and then it created a bunch of videos, and that's a totally different, rig and setup, but, photography has changed a lot from the beginning of the career till I mean, I'm old enough to say, "Hey, we used to shoot black and white Polaroids, for lighting, test the lighting and everything like that,"
Right,
right? And then
right.
we'd shoot 2 1/4 transparencies, and then you send it off to the lab to get developed. I mean, anybody listening to
Film,
this is gonna have no
film.
freaking clue what the hell I'm talking about, right?
Right.
And then 3 days later, you get, your transparency is developed, you use a light table and a loop, right? I mean, you literally
Pick your selects.
yeah, literally grab one of these guys and,
Yeah,
looking through it to find whatever, and
yeah,
then you gotta send it back to the lab to be drum scanned, right? And then,
right.
So, early in my career, I remember doing, we used to I did a lot of work, and I think you did too, and we worked on stuff later in our career, with sealed air, cryovac,
Oh,
right?
cryovac. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cryovac, right? I did a really, really fun photo shoot with dogs. It was for their, dog food because you used to use the string to open the dog food, and then
Yeah.
they had, like, a zipper system that was all about selling, like, this keep the dog food fresh all the way down to the end, right?
Right.
Um, but I learned a tremendous amount with animal handlers and how to trick dogs into doing what
Yeah.
you wanted to do, you know what I mean? So,
Well, you used that when you shot Mars. Pet
yeah,
care.
yeah, yeah. Then we did that entire thing where, yeah, we for all Roy that's on our website and all the Mars stuff, you know what I mean? Like, hey, rub your lens cap with cheese, get on down into the dog, and then take the lens cap off, click, 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 like that kind of stuff, right? So, a lot of fun stuff. I think like most people maybe, and then I want to hear some of your stories too, but I think like most people, it's not necessarily what you're shooting. It's kind of some of the fun memories and stuff is kind of the
Yeah.
ephemera and who you're shooting it with and sort of the vibe, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The sort of the
Yeah.
experience more so than just the project, and that then bleeds into great work, right? You know what I mean? If you've
Right.
got a great relationship with clients and photographer, if there's a great team and we're all working on it together, the end product's going to be fantastic,
I think
right?
that's right. I
So,
think that's right. It's, I think about, like, fun photo shoots, like, or video shoots. I always laugh and chuckle at the HTH shoot that we did
oh my god,
that was so random. We had to shoot a bunch of, call it content,
yeah,
web content that they were hoping would go viral. Uh, and we it was this was for HTH, the pool chemical cleaning
yeah,
company.
they're still
And
around. They're still a thing.
of course they are.
Yeah,
They're huge. And, we went out to LA and spent a few days out there,
yeah,
um, shooting some of the most ridiculous stuff. I mean, we there was underwater dancing involved.
yeah.
It
There
was
was
kind of a run and gun shoot. But I just remember sitting there thinking, how ridiculous is I remember specifically thinking like, because our shooter was great, the team was great, we were
yeah,
having a good time. And I just remember being out there in LA, like in a pool and being like, what am I doing? Like, how,
yeah,
I get to do this for a living. This is great. Like,
yeah,
this is
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
And
There
came away with some really fun stuff out of that.
one of my favorite shoots that we did together, never saw the light of day, um, and you probably know the story behind it more so, was the, Comcast dodgeball spot.
Oh, the
Do you remember
dodgeballs.
that?
Yeah,
The I
did that
the I
never
the idea was this was I mean, again, we're dating ourselves, but the idea, if I memory serves, and you might be able to refresh better than me, but, like, it was all about the bundle. It was right? It
Yeah,
was phone, internet, TV, right? And
yeah.
the bundle, right? And we got the nerdiest, dorkiest looking dudes dressed in, like, 1980s gym wear. Remember that? With, like, headbands,
Oh,
the
yeah.
super
Short,
short
short.
shorts. Yeah,
Yeah.
the ring tees or whatever, and we spent basically a half and then I think on their shirts, it said, like, phone
It
or
said
internet.
internet. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
internet or
internet,
whatever that
phone, and yeah.
and we spent a half hour winging dodgeballs, those old red Voight dodgeballs at these guys as hard as we possibly could. And it was
Yeah.
like they had glasses on and we're trying to hit him in the face so the glasses would fall off, hit him in the stomach, hit him in their private. I mean, it was absolutely hilarious. That was my moment where I'm like, "What are we doing? We are
I
just,"
did
and it was, I don't remember what the cut line was or what the but it was basically like nail the target, you know what I mean? Like bundle, you know what I mean? Like, get all 3, that type of thing, right? But do you remember what like, we
did that
never
one
finished.
never I can't we shot so many Comcast spots.
There were
I don't
2 that
remember.
there were 2 that I don't think ever made it through the Comcast store. That one was one, and then the other one was the chef. Remember the chef thing?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Film
yeah.
the cooking show or whatever
We
like that?
shot at the Viking
We
store.
shot at the Viking store on Peachtree. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly,
yeah,
but man, the nerd the dodgeball thing,
yeah.
I was having the time of my life because we were all just winging these you know what I mean? Just trying to oh god, it was hilarious.
I remember also yeah, we shot a bunch of cool stuff or fun stuff for Comcast.
Yeah.
And I remember, and you worked on this one too with me, I believe. It was the old, alien invasion, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
the with the UFOs and
Oh,
things,
totally, totally.
and basically, it was
I love that
I
one.
don't even remember the premise of the spot. I just remember we had a scale model of downtown,
Do you remember where it was? I could tell you. It was Little Rock,
Hang on, hang on, hang on,
Arkansas.
hang on.
Oh, I ruined it. I
It was
ruined it.
Arkansas. Was it
Yeah,
somewhere in Arkansas?
it was Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah.
And the model was probably, I don't know, what would you say, 10 feet by 10 feet,
Yeah,
8
it
feet
was
by 10
big.
feet?
It was bigger than you
Yeah,
think it would be. Yeah, it
yeah,
was
and
huge.
we built these, like, flying
Vacuum
saucers.
yeah, vacuum formed flying saucers with
Yeah,
light
they
down, you
came
know?
down on fishing wire, and we shot down in the city, and it was
Yeah,
all about
yeah.
aliens coming into
Well,
town.
it was
I
like
remember doing that. That was a fun project.
it
Uh,
was like they came from outer space. They descended, and they
yeah,
brought with them, like Comcast
yeah,
technology or whatever.
yep,
But I remember, our shooter had one of those old school, like, pull trigger 8 millimeter
yeah,
kinda things,
yeah.
and he got down in there
He
and
was down in the
like,
city
yeah.
going
Ah, it
around.
was awesome. That was super,
And then
super
that
fun.
remember when we were done with it, we took the model and drove it up to the Comcast headquarters in Little Rock for them to
Yeah,
put in their
yeah,
lobby, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah, but that so, like, that video production, that's, even when you shoot commercials, right? It's like you gotta find the right director for the right concept, for that right idea,
Right.
right?
That's right.
Versus like, "Hey, I'm shooting pets for pet care," or "I'm shooting amazing, food for
Yeah,
food photography," things like that, right? Or environmental, situation, outdoor stuff or whatever, as you
yeah.
mentioned, landscapes and things like that. So it's important to have a good team, right, to execute the vision and things like that, right? And have a great client that bought into the concept and wants it to succeed,
It all
So
starts there.
yeah,
And, I will say that, and, I'm not saying anything, you don't already know, but, like, technology has come a long way. So to your
yeah,
point where, yeah, we used to shoot on film and you have to pick your selects and all that stuff. Now you're shooting thousands of images,
yeah,
right? If we're talking still photography, it's
mhm,
just
yeah,
you're
yeah,
shooting thousands and thousands of images. So you have a lot more,
yeah.
it's way more efficient now. You can get a
It is.
lot more out of it. And we're flying drones around and doing all the things that
It's unreal. Yeah, I mean,
it's
so
pretty
we'll pour a beer, right, into a glass, right? And then to
right.
your point, it'll be and then we just quickly go through and we go, "Okay, that's the one that has the right top. We're gonna take that top, put it on this photo."
Right.
Like you just it's amazing how, and then, "Oh, by the way, it's all just digital. I'll upload it for you. You'll have it in a day." That type
Yep.
of thing, right? It kinda boggles the mind, so, but it also makes clients want to think that they can change things that easy as well, So,
Yeah. I wasn't
um,
gonna go there, but
yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's there's a blessing and a curse, you know what I mean? So, I mean, hell,
Right.
Canva's running ads on TV about layer sets and how easy it is to make changes. It's like, "Oh my god, what are you doing?" Well, yeah,
Yes. The end is
don't ruin
near.
it for us, So,
Yeah. Yeah.
craziness.
No,
But
it's
yeah.
fun. Shoots are great. It's a fun part of the job for
It is a
sure.
fun part of the job. It is a fun part of the job. So, well, Rob, where can people find us to start that job?
Ooh. You can find us on the interwebs at
Yeah,
mocktheagency.com, of course, and on all the socials because we're nothing if not social.
we are very social. We're very social, and we're
Uh,
very happy to talk to you about World Cup as well. If you reach out
yeah,
to
we'll talk about World
yeah,
Cup till we're blue in the face, really.
yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna be
Um,
sad when it's over.
dude, there's going to be a
We're
global sadness.
we're bookending this. We're bookending this with World Cup.
There's going to be a global sadness. I'm telling you. Even today. Today was like the first day.
There's no
Like
game.
there's no game on today.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It's
I'm, like,
weird.
super bummed because it's normally on in the office and,
Yeah,
we're all watching and it's great and it's
yeah,
fun, but, like, yeah, there's nothing
yeah.
on today, although I think we have one tomorrow, right?
I don't know. I trust you. I believe we probably do.
I
I
think we
mean,
have one on tomorrow, but then I think the England game you referenced, Norway, is on
Saturday.
Saturday, I
Okay.
believe.
Yeah.
So it'll
Nice.
be a big weekend, but yeah, it's coming. It's we're whittling it down.
It
We're
is.
whittling
We're getting
it down.
down to we got 8 teams left, so
I
it's
know.
it's
I know.
happening, so. All
All
right.
right.
Well, we'll catch you next time, everybody.
See ya.